Today I'm going to tell you about how I tone my canvases. I tone them the same gray color, which is kind of a blue-gray. I tone them the same value as the gray of the palette color. And I then apply it to the canvas itself with the white canvas. And I do this for many reasons, but the best reason is because you can really understand the value differences and you can see them better. Also, the sky color then, up until you put the sky actually in, is kind of skyish. And therefore, it's easier to relate colors and so on to a gray background than it is to the white. So I'm going to set you down here and you can watch the process. What I use is just any old brush, but I've got these really cheap brushes from a hardware store. They cost maybe 20 or 30 cents a piece. And so I'm going to dip this into some turfs and apply it. And you notice that I'm applying it in a with the turps being pretty thin, and just applying it, and some of the drips and so on that's going to happen. In fact, I kind of like to add some more, I sort of like to add some more turps to this to get some variances in that gray background, or ground I should say. And what you're going to have is you're going to have drippings and so on. I sort of like the drippings. Kind of like that happening. And so you can see that it doesn't take very long to cover a canvas. And right now I have about 4 or 5 canvases to do this way. So I'm just kind of showing you some of the process I go through. And I'm going to add a little bit more turps here and allow it to run. Sort of like you find in a watercolor. I have plenty of color mixed up so that I don't have to remix it. It'll be enough to cover the whole canvas. And I sort of use a brushing approach. That's how I apply my paint in a lot of ways when I first do a lay-in. You'll find that if you watch me for any length of time. And the thinner it is and so on, the quicker it's going to dry, and you can start painting on it. Try also to get some good canvas. Don't get the cheapest that you can get. It's just not worth it. Holds up better, looks more professional. So get some good quality canvas. This one is a cotton canvas, so it's nothing special. It's not linen or anything. So that's typically how I do it. It's nothing spectacular or anything, but it's a very necessary thing to do at times. It's just a good idea to. Also, while I'm putting this on, in places I'll add some more texture, a little bit thicker in a couple places. That's okay, because if it's mostly terps, The idea being is that you still want a lean being on the bottom and fatter on the top, or more oil on the top. So the thicker your paint is on the next number of layers, you know, you're not going to have to worry about lean, fat over lean problems. I placed and colored in the strip around the painting too. Sometimes that expedites the painting, and it's a neutral gray and so on, so it works with everything pretty well. And normally they're set into floater frames, so it's something I don't have to deal with later on. So just also let you know that the gray that I sometimes do, I want the tone, the value to be the same as this palette here, but sometimes it leans towards the red a little bit, and sometimes a little bit of green, like it is here, very slightly. But sometimes that gives you that's really fun to do, and it provides you a good foundation and ground to paint a landscape on. So that's it. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and stay tuned for the next trick and tip. Thank you. Bye.